Hi, fellow birdies! Welcome back to another edition of Songbyrd Eating Show. So hi guys, how are you doing today? My name is Crystal, I'm your host, and you're watching another edition of Songbyrd Eating Show. In today's video, I'm doing a solo since Chuck is still not feeling too well and I'm still feeling okay, so I thought I would take the chance to do a solo mukbang. Today, we are having something that I know you guys have been wanting me to do, and this is only my second time eating it. I did it for an ASMR. This is barbecue pork ribs. And like I said in a previous eating show, I had never had ribs before in my life, so this is going to be another great experience, but this is a bigger piece. This is actually 1.5 pounds, so it's a lot of ribs. And I also have some sweet potato, chipotle, spicy fries along the front here. I didn't know where else to put them because it's like literally this thing is just so huge. I have the excess barbecue sauce right here. Now this is by a local company called Corky's. Now Memphis is also known to have a lot of great barbecue places and stuff. So this is from Kroger, but it's by them. They packaged it and shipped it to the store. So I cannot wait to try it out. Now, it's usually messy, so I got some paper towels on the side if needed. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I think I'm gonna try some sweet potato fries first. These are by Alexia, I think, and I got them at Sprouts. Mmm. The spicy taste of the fries is really great, covered up by the barbecue sauce, so that really makes it a bold flavor. This is a really delicious meal, guys. Yeah, so how have you guys been doing lately? We've been sort of struggling on and off for the last while. There was a big scare with me a few days ago. I went to the hospital because I started experiencing some chest tightness, along with that, tingling and numbness I'd been having in my arms. But, they took EKG and all that. Everything came back fine. So, the doctor wanted to say it was allergies. I never heard of allergies causing numbness and stuff like that. But, I mean, it could be possible, I guess. So, I've been doing fine since then. But starting yesterday, Chuck came down with something a little bit. He started experiencing some, headaches, muscle aches, a slight sore throat, some sniffling. So I'm just sort of wondering maybe he's got something for me and I'm feeling better now. Or maybe it's allergies or a cold or something. I don't know where he could have gotten it from. But just to be on the safe side, he did go to a testing center yesterday and tested for COVID. Now, we don't know how the results back yet, but we should be getting them back by, today, or tomorrow, Saturday. We're most likely thinking he doesn't have it, but, it doesn't hurt to get tested to rule it out. I've been thinking about getting tested myself, but the doctor didn't think it was necessary. But he's feeling better today. Let's just hope he keeps feeling better. Now I'm going to try out some ribs next, I think. So basically it's like you tear like a bone off of it or something. So bear with me. I'm kind of new to all this. Alright, so I got some messy hands already. Let's try a bite. Mmm. Definitely really good. They also had a honey barbecue flavor, but I like honey and all that, but I thought the, regular one would probably suck best. Let's try some more of the barbecue sauce. One thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is, when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of TV shows and such like that. When I was getting ready for school in the morning, when I went to public school, I would often watch Cartoon Network, Pokemon, Toonami, sort of thing. And, I'm trying to think of when it was. I think it was about when I was, 7, 8 years old. Watching Toonami, I discovered Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and that was a new experience for me. Like even to this day, I was still kind of wondering how I grasped the concept of learning what those shows were about. These guys, these bones are just bare. It's like there's not much meat on except the bottom, so I'm gonna have to work on the bottom when it comes to that. So when I was a kid, I watched a lot of that, and growing up, I actually switched to watching a lot of Animal Planet, and I was a big fan of Steve Irwin, Crocodile Hunter, Jeff Corwin Experience. I used to like to watch the Animal Vets shows and the police shows. I think it was called Animal Precinct or something like that. And to this day, I still have like a lot of knowledge about animals and such because I watched that show and network so much. Because when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a paleontologist, so I wanted to learn about animals. And I felt like, that was a way to learn about them. So, but compared to back then, I don't really watch TV now. It's like the same thing. I've lost a lot of interest in video games and such, as well as TV. So, I guess things change. So, switching besides that, I was also a very avid reader of books when I was a kid. Like, I liked reading a lot of Harry Potter stuff, as well as, like, other science fiction books or fantasy books. Mainly, I guess you could say, fantasy books because my grandpa was a big reader of the Dragons of Pern series, and I got into dragons because of that. And I just love to start learning to read, so he instilled a love of learning for me, reading, at a young age. I did not get quite enough sleep last night, guys. But yeah, when I was a kid, I liked reading books. I've read the entire Harry Potter series from start to finish. I don't know how many times. And I've seen all the movies of Harry Potter. I guess you can say kind of like I'm a Harry Potter fanatic. One thing I will point out is that sometimes the movies didn't follow exactly what happened in the book. Like, I'm trying to think of one scenario. I think when Harry was given that gillyweed, like, in the books, I'm trying to figure out who gave him it in the book. It was, like, either Neville or something, or maybe Neville gave it to him in the movie, and it just wasn't the same. So, but even though it didn't follow along with the exact pattern of the book, I mean, they were still good movies, I guess you could say. But, if you're staying true to, a book, you need to do it in the movie too, right? Right. It's like I remember when I first saw that movie in the theaters, it was the fourth movie that happened because of the Triwizard Tournament. I was thinking, wait a minute, didn't someone else, in the book give Harry the gillyweed to breathe underwater? I mean, I noticed it right away. This is definitely messy, guys, but it's so worth it. Pardon me if I'm not, really good at cleaning the meat off the bone, but this is only my second experience with ribs, so I'll tell you, I'm already starting to get a little bit full, but hopefully I can eat all of this. I'm definitely really hungry. When I was a little girl, another subject I wanted to talk about, I grew up with a lot of, cats and dogs. A lot of you have asked me, like, what's my favorite cat, pet? Am I more of a dog person or a cat person? And although I grew up with both types of animals, I was more of a cat person because my grandmother always had more of those instead of dogs. Like, she only had, like, one dog, and she had, like, at least 4 or 5 different cats. And I remember every time I would go over there in the morning, or when my dad worked, I'd, spend the night there. I always seemed to hang out with the cats, and we had, like, a whole collection of cats. But yeah, growing up, I was definitely a bigger cat person than a dog person. Not to say I don't love dogs, but for some reason I just find them more messy. Like, I like the fact that they jump on you and all that, but it's like they just slobber you with kisses and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, when I was a little girl, I loved animals and dogs and cats and stuff, and grew up with them. So I definitely still more of a cat person now. Like, I always want to maybe get a cat sometime in the future for our family because I know Evan loves pets. Sorry for me to get the meat off this, guys. Feel the struggle. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to finish all this because I am getting kind of full already, but I will talk about one more thing while I'm trying to eat this. When I was in school, I always had a really big love of math and science and stuff. And, like, some of the memories that I have from school is, like, I would sit on the floor with the other kids and we'd count the numbers along the walls and stuff like that. And I just really had a big interest in math when I was a kid, and science too. Like, some of my favorite science experiments. I'm not sure if we ever did that volcano one, like I've seen in a lot of movies and stuff, like where you pour, was it baking soda or something, or whatever like that, and the volcano would explode. I don't know if I ever got to experience that. I think I was a bit too young. But yeah, later on, when I was homeschooled, always had a big fascination in the spelling bee thing. And I remember when my dad was sitting there with me, I would take these spelling tests with every single lesson that I did, and maybe that's how I got to be such a fast typist, because I would try to, you know, type a word as fast as I could. And it would give you bonus points for that. So, depending on how fast you type the word, you would get bonus points in the quiz. And I kept doing that, and I was like, hey, I'm a good typer now. So, I tell you, definitely a great experience. But it's just, you know, once algebra started becoming introduced, I just I couldn't keep up with it anymore. And then I turned more to, you know, history, language arts, and I started developing a good love for that. I remember when I took the GED test the first time, I had to take it twice. I actually had to go back in for another extra couple weeks or whatever it was, just so I could brush up more on my math skills before I took the big test, because I had not scored quite enough on that, and it still ended up being the lowest scored thing on there. So, I was definitely not a pro when it came to math. Oh, guys, I am definitely getting stuff, so I might have to finish this later off the camera, but hey, I ate half of it. That's a good amount, and you know, the best thing to do is just not overstuff yourself and be uncomfortable. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and stop here and, you know, just relax and all that. Maybe I'll finish it later. Maybe, you know, I'll share some with Chuck too, because I know he likes ribs. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's short video. I'm sorry it wasn't like up to par, whatever like that, but I wanted to provide you guys something today to watch, because, you know, I don't, you know, when I missed out on anything, I want to keep you guys updated on what's going on and stuff like that. But anyway, if you guys haven't already done so, be sure to click the red button down below to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to receive notifications. And also, please check out my other channel, Songbyrd ASMR, if you're interested in ASMR videos. I know some of you guys are. I'm always welcome to see you all there and talk with you and stuff. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be, but it might either be with Chuck on Monday, talking about, you know, whether he's got COVID or not. We're going to find out in a couple of days, or even today. Or, you know, it might be a comic bond. So we'll just keep you guys up to date and surprise you all then. This is Songbyrd Crystal signing off. Bye, birdies!